Welcome to Astro Weatherman, and this is the November 5th, 2024 United States elections, the presidential elections. So, a very important day. So, we're going to take a quick peek into which of these two candidates, Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, has the energetic edge in terms of astrological and numerological. So, astrology, numerology, the energy for them to possibly um, gain or win the presidency for this election period. And so we're in this video, we're not going to be talking about who, we're not going to be talking about their strengths, their weaknesses, their challenges, and their gifts and talents, none of that sort of stuff. We're going to treat them as equals, equally as viable for president of the United States. But we're only going to be looking at the cycles that each and every one of them, or both of them, are going to be going through during this time frame. Now, the universe works in cycles. It's a simple framework of up and down, up and down. It's a wave. So the universe works in terms of frequencies and cycles. We have night and day, hot and cold, up and down, masculine, feminine. We have action and rest. So it all works in this cycle. The universe works in this sort of way. And so we want to see which one is going to be in the up cycle or the yang cycle, the action activity cycle. That's going to give that person the opportunity to have the edge to win. And the yin cycle, or the period of rest and contemplation and recovery cycle. So, and that's not a great place to be if you're trying to win something. All right. So we're going to see which one of these two candidates has the yang, the action and activity, or which one is going to be more in the yin cycle, the rest, contemplation, and soul searching cycle. All right. So we're going to see which of these two candidates fall into those categories. And that should give us an idea as to who might win. Now, again, at the end of the day, the fates will have their way, and we'll see what happens. But this is just going to be a fun and interesting exercise to just see, energetically where they're at. All right, let's take a look. Okay, let's begin with Kamala Harris and see where she's at, astrologically speaking. This is going to be a crash course in astrology. I'm not going to go through all the hows and the whys and what this is and what that is, but I'm just going to let you know that this is what we call an astrological chart. It's basically a picture of the sky, the day, the time, and the place that you were or someone was born, and it's showing us where all the planets were in the sky, the sun and the moon, and then the sky is split up into 12 different quadrants or segments called houses, and each portion of the sky, each one of these houses represents a different area and function of our lives, everything from our home, our families, our careers, love, health, etc. And all of these, and the central wheel that you see is where, when Kamala Harris was born, where the planets were in the sky when she was born. The outer wheel is looking at where the planets are exactly on November the 5th, which is today, and where they are in relation to what we call her birth chart, or where the planets were and the positions of the constellations were when she was born. So this basically shows us how, as a planet moves through an area of life, it acts as an energizer, and it energizes that area of life. And it brings opportunities for making choices and experiences to happen. So again, it's all free will. So we have opportunities to make a whole bunch of choices. So this is not fatalism. This is very much about free will and making decisions and choices based on the current weather that's coming our way. All right, so the bottom line is, let's take a look at where she is. Out of all of this and all these symbols that you see here, I like to focus on this one right here. And this is the symbol for the planet Jupiter. And Jupiter I like to look at because Jupiter is the planet of expansion and growth, luck, opportunity, education and learning and travel. And so what happens is wherever Jupiter goes, it gives us an opportunity for growth and luck and learning. And it takes about a year for it to go through an area of life, typically, generally speaking. So it's a nice one to study for our year-to-year cycles. All right. So this is going to be important to see where she's at for her year. All right. And I want to see this going through a yang cycle, an activity cycle. And unfortunately for Kamala, it is in the 12th house, and this is a house of Pisces. It's a house of water. It's a yin area. It's a place of dreams and visions and contemplation and spirituality, soul searching and healing and release. So it's not a great placement for a massive win, energetically speaking. All right, this is going to be a year for her to contemplate her life, go through some healing, and needing to let go of a lot of things that might not be suiting her or might not be healthy for her. And so right away, not looking good for Kamala, astrologically speaking. There's other elements in here, but I'm not going to spend too much time on it. This is the prime one that I'm going to be looking at and studying. Okay, is the Jupiter cycle. So for Kamala, she's in yin. I don't like to call negative cycle. I'd say a rest cycle. Okay, so not looking great. We'll see. Now let's go to our other candidate, shall we? And our other candidate, let's get rid of these guys here, um, is Donald Trump. Okay. And uh, here we go. And for Donald Trump, here's his Jupiter, transiting Jupiter over his birth, Uranus. And Sun, actually. So this is the symbol for Uranus and Sun. Very important points in a person's chart where the Sun is, as the Sun represents our personality, our ego structure, our how we project ourselves into the world, how we see ourselves, and how other people see us, amongst other things. And Uranus is the planet of mm, where in our chart, where in our life where we can create a revolution, a change, or sometimes where there can be instability and controversy. But it's also the point that relates to people, humanity, groups and organizations, and how we relate to the world, okay? How we connect to the world in many ways. And so it's activating this point, and it's in the 10th house, and the 10th house is a zone of career, profession, public image, our public lives, our skills, and the area that deals with the responsibilities in our lives. And so this is a very potent place for career. And now, even though right now um, we see this, so we see Jupiter, we see this little RX, and that's called a retrograde. So it's going backwards, which means to me that Donald Trump is going back. He's trying to go back and reclaim something that he lost in the previous election. So going backwards is kind of like saying, think of all the R phrases. Let's try and redo, reclaim, and so it's giving him the opportunity to do that in his public life and career. So the 10th house is a very potent place, and it's connecting to two very powerful points or planets. The sun, well, the sun being the sun, not a planet, but the sun. And that's, again, it's going to give a massive boost to his ego, his identity, and the Uranus with links to well, the 10th house public image, but the Uranus also has to do with connecting with people and society and groups and organizations in general. So, and possibly creating a revolution or, mm, breaking some major boundaries that he may be, he's getting a chance to redo with a retrograde, retry to reclaim um, or certain things that he wasn't able to in the previous election. And so that's what he's going to try to do. So the energy is going to be there for him. So that's and so the 10th house is also considered a um, uh, a cardinal house, which basically means it's a point of beginnings, new beginnings. So it's a very yang energy, an action-oriented placement. Whereas Kamala was the 12th house, and that's called a mutable house. Now, mutable is about transitions and change, yeah, but it's a more of a yin, a downward cycle, inner introspective cycle versus the 10th house, which is very much about public image and career, professional gain and reputation. So this is giving the edge to Donald Trump. All right. So astrologically, that just seems to be what it says. All right. No opinion on my end. Again, good luck to both of them. Whoever this is, I'm just reading the charts and how what they are showing. All right. Now, I do want to show the numerology cycle here as well. And so, what the numerology and this numerology calculator is going to show, and just give me 1 second here, I'm going to put it on a quick pause. Okay. We're back. I'm just this whole screen sharing thing here. Anyway, this is going to be a numerology calculator. All right. And this numerology calculator is going to be showing us now numerology is looking at how the universe works in terms of frequencies and vibrations, but with numbers and mathematics. So numerology, again, quick Cole's notes. Crash course here. We're going to be using what we call Pythagorean numerology. And in Pythagorean numerology, the universe works in cycles of nine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then when you get to 10, you begin the addition process. So then 1 plus 0 is 1. 11, 1 plus 1 is 2. 12, 1 plus 2 is 3. And you begin the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cycle all over again, even though there are certain things called master numbers, which double numbers like 11, 22, 33, which we won't touch on today. We'll maybe deal with that at some point in the future. All you need to know right now is that numerology, in Pythagorean numerology, goes through these vibrational cycles of 1 through 9, 1 through 9, 1 through 9, they repeat. Okay, and so to look at their cycles, I'm going to look at, for now we're on Donald Trump, so we take their day of birth, the 14th. He was born on the 14th of June. Okay, and we add the current year, 2024. And so he's on a one cycle. So this is his year cycle. He's on a one cycle, a powerful cycle. It means this is a year of brand new beginnings, a planting of new seeds. And so every time I've done elections for, anybody, any politician, um, the lower in the number cycle that they are, the more energy they have to win. So if a candidate is 1, 2, or 3, and the other candidate is 4, 5, 6, or 7, 8, 9, the one who's a 1, 2, and 3 will always have the edge. They have more energy moving forward. And so right away, Donald Trump is like at a peak power cycle in numerology for winning. So now let's look at Kamala Harris. I'm going to put this on pause for a sec and switch screens. Oh, never mind. I'm just going to just get it off of here. So she's born on October the 20th. So 20th of October, and we add the current year, 2024. She's on a two cycle. Now, some people say, "Oh, that's a master number 11." We're not going to look at that because there's still a subunit 2. So you think a master 11 cycle is very good, but that brings a lot of spiritual challenges. And then 2 is more about it's a period of balance, relationships, partnerships, um, trying to organize one's life in many different ways. Anyways, as I said previously, the number 1 is stronger because it's a yang. So in numbers, you have again action are the odd numbers 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Those are action energy numbers and an activity, whereas the even numbers 2, 4, 6, 8 are numbers that are more related to yin or rest periods or inner periods dealing with inner work as opposed to outer work. So numerology says the same thing. Trump seems to have more yang or more active energy as opposed to Kamala Harris, which has more yin or more internalized, restful, healing, and soul searching energy. So, anyways, that's what they say. Okay, so there you go. Astrologically, numerologically, it's basically they're both saying the same thing. It's basically saying Donald Trump has the edge energetically speaking in terms of yang, action-oriented energy, more specifically geared towards his career, public image, and you know, basically trying to break free of some of his own barriers and you know, trying to well, not trying to, but the so bottom line, the energy edge goes to Donald Trump. Whereas Kamala Harris is more on the yin period, which is rest, contemplation, soul searching, and that kind of an energy field. We'll see. Now, if this is all wrong, that's fine. It's just going to be a matter of it basically means this is going to that energy is still going to happen for them, but it'll happen for them on more of a um, you know, on in their personal lives. So if Kamala Harris does win, she's still going to go through a period of soul searching and contemplation and trying to figure stuff out about, how she's going to proceed. And Donald Trump is then going to probably change directions in terms of his career. But in this case, well, that can still happen. Again, we'll see. But, based on giving the edge, we would give it to Donald Trump for this election. All right, we'll see what happens. Either ways, good luck to both participants in this exercise of the presidency. All right, so good luck to both candidates, and yeah, we'll see what the fates have in store. All right, thank you all for watching.